Live. Hey now. Oh yeah, we live. We live.
What's going on, everyone? Sorry about the technical difficulties, but we finally got this going. I'm your host, Japes. Thanks for stopping by the stream. This is the show where we keep it real, tell you how we really feel. That's the deal. Okay, so we got 3 topics for tonight. NBA All-Star Weekend, future of the Sacramento Kings, and what to expect from the rest of the stream, or the rest of the episodes. I do have 2 guests with me here tonight. Let me go ahead and introduce the first one. This man needs no introduction. The man, the myth, the legend, S. Dot.
Hey, drink up, y'all. Drink up.
All the way from your mom's living room.
Making pancakes. So
All right. Okay, moving on to our next guest. This is a guy that can never run out of words, but can leave a room speechless. Introducing your man, Jericho.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for having me, Jake. Appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, the band is together.
All right.
Moving on to our first topic of the night. It is NBA All-Star Weekend. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so the first thing we're going to be talking about is the Rising Stars game. Okay. Oh, that's my Facebook. Whoops.
And
Better
here in
run.
Chicago, the legacies of Commissioner and Kobe Bryant
Okay.
continue to resonate for the NBA's All-Star Weekend.
So, I guess going into this, who were your guys' picks for this? Like, who did you expect that was gonna win?
NBA's Rising Stars game.
I mean, right off the bat, I thought Team USA. I mean, you've got Zion, Ja Morant, just like already. I mean, they're probably gonna show the first like alley-oop. Like that should just be unstoppable. And then you got Trae Young just shooting lights out. I thought it was gonna be like no contest right off the jump.
No contest though. What about you, Jericho? What'd you think?
No, I definitely was favoring Team USA. Like you said, Ja, Zion, Trey. I mean, it's hard beating those guys, but then again, they also had Luka, and Team World's pretty good too. So I thought it was gonna be close. I don't know about a no contest.
Yeah, no contest though. That's a bold statement, Cotton.
I'm only here for the quick facts. No backing up whatsoever.
But they were up though. SJ was balling out.
Yeah, there was a lot of good plays from this game, which got me excited for the future of the NBA. I believe we're still gonna have those Steph Currys. Later in this clip, we're gonna see the MVP of the night. What was his name?
Look at this deep
Collins.
pull up. Just goodness.
It was Miles Bridges.
Miles Bridges.
Yeah.
That's right.
Him and Zion, I think, by far had, and Morant had one crazy dunk. But after watching the game, I guess like while you were watching it, who did you guys think that was going to be MVP?
I mean, it's kind of obvious you pick between the two players who not only are in this, but they were also first-time All-Stars. So I was leaning towards Luca, even though I picked Team USA. Just, I mean, we can talk about the future of the Kings later, but we're always going to be tied with that guy. He does beautiful things on the court, and I thought he was going to, make a statement tonight in the Rising Stars, but he probably saved a little bit of that for the All-Star game.
Yeah. What about you, Jerko? Who'd you have going into this for MVP?
Yeah, I think it was definitely Trey or Luca. Those guys were definitely doing a great job. But then, Miles Bridges just turned it up third quarter, and I thought if he kept that up, he'd probably get it, and he did. So well deserved.
Yeah. I was definitely thinking Luka was gonna walk away with MVP, but he just looked super casual. Like everything he did was like super casual. He's like, I'm here to have a good time. I don't need to get MVP. Like you could tell already, like he thinks he's better than everyone else. He doesn't have anything to prove because he's been proving it all season.
Right, Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, and he even had that half court shot. Oh my god, that shit was crazy.
And
so many good memes
that,
coming out of that. Ooh,
some hurtful.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were some Kings-related ones I don't want to speak of. Ooh,
coming up here on this clip right here. Oh my gosh, Ja Morant. That boy is crazy. He has some crazy vertical.
Bunnies. And to think him and Zion were role players on their AAU team. Can you believe that?
I know.
Wild.
Well, I guess kind of piggybacking off of that. Derrick Rose had this comment about Zion Williamson's career, and he was like, "Man, if he wants to have a lengthy career, he's gonna need to lose weight." How do you guys feel about that?
I feel like that's what everyone's been saying, but I mean, they had that medical staff, and he knows his body better than anybody. But it's hard to say.
Like, do you think his body can sustain that much impact, leaving the ground and then coming back down? Do you think he's gonna have like a long career?
You kind of saw, the short, amazing career of Derrick Rose. It kind of weighs the whole thing of like, would you rather have 3-4 good years of someone that's gonna get an possible MVP, or someone who's kind of middle of the pack, maybe like a Mike Conley, who's gonna give you sustained, almost all-star kind of stats. And the trajectory for Zion, it's kind of leading a little bit more with the Derrick Rose route than I would say Mike Conley. But if he loses weight, is he going to be a different player? You won't be able to bully people down low.
But he'd be hella faster. It'd be like like when LeBron. Yeah, when LeBron trimmed, he was like a whole different, and he'd probably be a better shooter without those boulders for shoulders.
Probably.
Yeah.
I feel like for sure be quicker, but like you said, can't bully the paint. Probably even higher hops.
Which is scary if he loses
right?
10 pounds and he can jump even higher.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
I do want to take a look at this clip here. Yeah, this one right here.
I'm surprised.
No, not that one. Sorry.
There was a clip, it showed Trae Young's hairline. I mean, you would think All-Star Weekend, you'd get it cleaned up a bit.
This one right here. This dunk. When I saw this clip coming up, I just lost my shit, dude. Right here, dude.
Look at that, taking all the way. Oh!
It was not a good pass. It wasn't a good pass. He like messed up his pass.
Oh yeah.
He reached back behind his head too.
Yeah. Dude, that's how you know that you're a good jumper. Like when you got vertical, when you can just catch the ball anywhere up in the air and still get that dunk off, that's crazy.
That's crazy hot, dude.
All right, moving on to our next topic. I'm not doing this no more. This is dumb.
Done.
All right, done with that. Okay. Do you think anything was missing from All-Star Weekend so far? Like, was there something you were looking forward to that they didn't show?
I mean, it was pretty par for the course. Like the whole
Yeah.
Legends thing. When did they stop doing that? Obviously, no one cares. But I think the skills challenge is great. I don't know if they could do anything else. I hear rumors about like a one tournament that they want
That would
people
be
to
sick.
do.
A what tournament?
Yeah.
1-on-1.
A one-on-one tournament. Isn't that like
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
they kind of were doing horse? One year they did horse for something.
I do remember that. But I think the 1-on-1 would draw more viewers.
Yeah.
I just think it'll take a long time.
And I don't think you'd get all-star level players doing it. You'd probably get like Harry Giles playing Beach and something.
No, I feel like
Stuff.
the Brandon
That'd be cool, though.
Ingrams would do it still.
How do you feel about like players bringing in a 3v3, like one game elimination, and you could put whoever you want on your squad? We'll hear from Jericho first.
How many teams are being selected though? Because I feel like with a lot of these competitions, it's kind of quick, and they don't want to spend so much time. So maybe like 4 teams.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably like what, 12 players, and then just 2 games or 2 rounds, and then yeah, I think that'd be a good format. Probably up to like what, 6, 7? I think that'd be good.
7. All right. Or maybe if they did like a 2v2. What are your thoughts? That's Dot.
I think 2v2 would be sick, but could you team up with like your old like college alumni, like Team Kentucky or something, like make it a collaboration like that? Or does it have to be someone on your team? You know what I mean? Because then like
No, you could pick anyone from the league that you want to team up with, and then money
That
goes
would
to
be
charity.
that'd be cool. I'd like to see who KD plays with. That would be the main attraction. He teams up with like Kyrie, or he should. Everyone thinks he teams up with Kyrie, and then he goes with Westbrook again. That'd be cool.
I think the concept there is like you get to see like what players could be like in a situation where they could play with somebody without a contract obligation,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
just to see what it would look like. I think that'd be
They
really
should
cool.
try that. They should try that like as a thing for the Olympics.
A 2v2, kind of like
A
volleyball.
2v2 or 3 bar. Yeah. Like pare it down a little bit and see like who play.
Yeah.
Probably get like college dudes first, and then some team in like Eastern Europe just keeps dominating. So then the U.S. is like, all right, let's put in our all stars. That'd be a cool form or place to see that.
Yeah, and the appeal too is that with less players on the court, you have more room for like action, and like there's more space for people to work to get their shots and stuff.
Right.
And you can still have that one-on-one aspect, essentially.
Yeah.
Right. A little more blacktop vibes.
Because you gotta be on a blacktop. Why can't they use like a clay court? Oh, that'd be cool if they switched up the courts like in tennis.
No.
They have like a
I don't
sand
know about
court.
that one.
They got a sand one.
No NBA players are gonna want to play on that, dog.
Yeah, nah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just throwing
That's a
ideas
no.
out there.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a no for me, dog. All right, let's move on to the All-Star game. The ultimate hype of the weekend. All right, some quick notes about the All-Star game. 3 12-minute quarters. Score resets every quarter. 100,000 prize for the charity of whichever team it is. And it goes like, so team 1, they get 100,000. And team 2, they get 100,000. And then 200,000 at the end for the final target score. It was a little confusing for me at first, but I think I finally got it. It was like at the end of the game, whoever had the highest score, they just added 24 points to that, and then you had to get to that total. I was doing some research on it. Also, like if one team won all the quarters, the max amount they could get is 500,000, but the loser would still get 100,000.
Oh, that's
So it's a win-win. It's like a win-win
Wait.
no matter what.
like each player gets that for like a charity of their own,
No,
or
the team. So
total?
each team is a charity.
Like,
So
that's mad bread.
yeah. No, I don't think the players get a bonus.
No. I think they do. They get
I
some
think
sort
they
of bonus
personal
winning.
bonus.
They
on
do?
their
Yeah.
contract.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why they start.
No,
trying
no, you're right.
So who did you guys have for, like, who was gonna win? Team LeBron or Team Giannis? Who did you guys have on paper?
I mean, Team LeBron was stacked, like from the get-go, dude. Like, if you look at, I think like during the fourth quarter, the final team was like Davis, LeBron, Kawhi, James Harden, and who's their fifth guy? That's already like a stacked freaking team, man. It was insane. I couldn't like. It's a matchup nightmare, and it was so cool to see players at that caliber playing serious basketball and like switching. And,
Oh yeah.
oh my God, it was amazing. But yeah, just on paper, I mean, LeBron just knows how to pick a team. Giannis, he's having too much fun.
What about you, Jericho? Who'd you have?
Yeah, I had Team LeBron. Big LeBron fan, so yeah, I thought he drafted better. I mean, you put him, Kawhi, and AD. That in itself is pretty hard. And a lot of Laker fans probably shedded a tear when the first points was LeBron to Kawhi for 3.
Damn,
really interesting.
that LA connection.
Right, exactly. But what could have been, right? But yeah, I thought Braun drafted better, so I thought they were gonna win. Even though, to be honest, they put up a very good fight.
I mean, coming from Giannis's point of view, though, what he did was, I guess, in a way, smart. But he was thinking he was going to get MVP, I'm pretty sure, because he surrounded himself with players that he could utilize, not necessarily players that he could work with. Like, he put people around him where that he could work. Like, he would get the ball, like, more than not.
Right.
I think that's why he did that. I also had Team LeBron. They were just killing it. First quarter, it was just like they were the exciting team to watch. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be a blowout. It's gonna be boring. But lucky for us, that didn't happen.
Giannis made some moves too. That was pretty sick.
No, he definitely kept everyone still in it. I would say he was the spark plug that got everyone hyped on his team.
Right. There's a conspiracy theory that he picked Pascal Siakam and Kyle Lowry because he might sign to Toronto.
What? That's
because the owner helped him out, helped like his visa and his whole move to the NBA and to the USA.
Oh my God.
So they're real cool.
That would be crazy.
Connections, right?
I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, that's All-Star Weekend and Team USA basketball. That's when all these dudes start talking. That's how like the whole dynasty for the Warriors came about. Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I remember. Okay, the fifth player was Chris Paul. He deserved it. He deserved that spot.
Yeah. Chris is tight. He's super consistent.
No, yeah, Luka was the starter, but they closed the game with Chris Paul.
Yeah.
How did y'all feel about Kyle Lowry closing the game?
Man, he won that game for Giannis, and he also lost that game for Giannis. Like
Kemba was also ass in the fourth.
I'm just saying he was two clutch fouls that one was for him, the other one was against him.
And like clearly against him.
Yeah. And it's like, what are you doing, Kyle? What are you doing?
But see,
He
like,
took that
go.
charge from Braun.
Oh, that was so sick. I loved it. That shit
Crazy.
doesn't get called in a pickup game. I mean, to kind of get back to like how Giannis picked his team, like that works when you're the alpha male. There's 5 alphas on the squad. No
Mm-hmm.
one's gonna want to just clear out, set screens for you, and let you do your thing. So I think it worked throughout like the game, but the fourth quarter crunch time, you can kind of see like Team Giannis was like, "Give me the ball."
Yeah.
Like MB just kept saying, throw me the rock," kind of thing.
I agree. But
It,
Joel had that good fake on Braun.
oh, I know. He was putting.
Really
Dude, that's what I'm
nice.
saying. Fourth quarter, they all just turned on the Jets. They were like,
Right.
let's freaking do this. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Give me a
I
second.
mean, even in the third quarter, they had a
Yo, did
tight
you see
game.
that oop from Chris Paul?
Man, he got up.
Oh, yeah, the Chris Paul dunk. I was like, dang, I
That
didn't know he
was
could still jump like that. That was crazy.
I think Trey had a nice like underhand alley oop to Rudy Gobert.
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, that was sick.
I think one of the cool features too was this shot clock thing. Let me see if I
Yeah,
can.
I agree.
This thing right here, how it changes
Yep.
colors when it gets to 8.
Yeah, and the font changes. Yeah.
That was a nice little addition.
I've been liking that in the regular season too, when they have the shot clock there.
Me too.
So who'd you guys
It's
have
different.
going into this for MVP?
I thought if Giannis
Uh,
won,
yeah.
it'd be Giannis, and if Team LeBron won, it'd be Kawhi.
Oh, you had Kawhi.
Yeah,
I
he
thought
had a hot hand.
yeah, knowing that this was like, they named the trophy after Kobe Bryant, I thought a lot of like the LA folks would step. For some reason I thought Westbrook was just gonna chuck like 50 shots and try to win this thing or steal it, which I'm surprised he was like the one of the last players to make a bucket. So I was kind of
Yeah,
he was kind of like dark horse.
he was passing a lot.
Yeah, but for Team Giannis out, yeah, it was kind of tough to say outside of Giannis to win it.
Mm-hmm.
James
Yeah,
Harden was pretty quiet too.
yeah.
Hmm.
I think if Giannis wins, I think if their team wins,
He would have won it.
I think
Yeah.
they might have just gave it to Kyle. I mean, he was scrapping and he was productive. Like
Really?
Gobert put up
he was
some
so
decent numbers.
clever. I know, but he was like that mindset, like, oh, like, I'm gonna draw charges and see if they'll call it. Like who does that in a playoff game? I mean, a playoff game, an All-Star game.
Right.
I know.
Like those were pretty
Oh,
clutch
Giannis had that
plays.
block on Braun.
Oh, I know.
That was nasty.
What was one player who you thought crunch time should have been in the fourth
Crunch time should have been.
based on like status? So I think I named the 5 for LeBron. I mean, based on the voting, I would like to see Luca crunch time, but he'll have those.
He's still young. He's still young.
Yeah,
Right.
I thought Jimmy Butler on the sidelines was pretty surprising. I mean, he was ass like
He
the whole
was. He
game,
had
but
open breakaway dunk, and he passed out of it for a 3. Like, what are you doing? This is the block. I think this is the block that everyone's gonna be talking about for the next year.
Oh,
was
yeah.
it a good block?
I think it was a block.
It was right there.
Right there.
It doesn't get any closer.
Like if you
Get off me.
did you feel like the ending was anticlimactic? Did you kind of want it to
For
end more
sure.
dramatically?
Yeah, like I mean, on a free throw, like the whole like it was almost like the pickup game or like a basketball. Like should have been like check up, top of the freaking free throw, the half court line. You can't
Mm-hmm.
win on a freaking foul,
Right?
man.
It should have been like, I don't know. They get a chance to see. This is where Lowry lost the game for them.
It's weak. It would have been
When,
cool if they let him to check up at top, just like pickup game.
yeah.
People just yelling
You
at
know
each
what? I
other.
like that. I like that concept. Instead of like shooting free throws,
That'll probably be next year. And you can't
I
blame
did
any
hear,
foul or else you get subbed out or something.
yeah, I did hear a suggestion like if you foul during the fourth, like towards the and you have to shoot a free throw, it's more you take points away from the other team. So you can't necessarily win it, but yeah, you give them a harder time to get to the final number. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then you're not really incentivized to foul. You know what I mean?
Right.
I like the checkup one.
The checkup one's cool though. Yeah.
There's the whole thing on like a video that said if you add 1 + 5 + 7 + 1 + 5 + 5, it equals 24. And
Where'd you pull those numbers out? Wait,
you add
whoa, was this a math podcast?
What just happened? Dropping numbers.
So it adds up to 24, and they're just like Kobe Bryant's first and last points for free throws, and the game that was dedicated to Kobe essentially ended on a free throw. I was like, damn.
Damn, is that for real? For real?
That's what some those basketball Instagram pages be saying.
Bro,
that's crazy.
Jericho, what strain are you on? That's what I want to know.
Is that Michael Jordan reach or what? Or I wish if it was a tie, win by 2 in honor of Gigi.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
Yo,
well, they did win by 2.
I hate those. I hate those pickup games where you win by 2 and it just like takes forever and then waiting for them.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Probably after like
next
2
5
win by 2.
They did win by 2 though. It was 157 to 155.
Yeah.
So because I was gonna make that argument as well, but yeah. All right,
maybe next year.
Let's take a 5-minute break. I'm gonna get some water. I've been doing a lot of talking. My mouth is hella dry. Yeah, we'll come back at 8:20, and we'll go into the second half of our discussion. Sacramento Kings.
All right.
They go.
You don't like that? You suck. Oh my gosh, which button is this? Still learning. No, that's not.
There we go. We'll be right back.
Go.
And we're back for the second half of the podcast. All right. So we just got done talking about All-Star Weekend. Now we're going to be talking about the juicy stuff, the things that make me tick, that also keep me up at night. Future of the Sacramento Kings. All right. Kangs, baby, Kangs. Cowbells and all. All right. One thing I want to talk about before we talk about the future is what are you guys' trade reactions? We recently picked up Bazemore and Tolliver back again, and a couple of draft picks for Ariza, Wenyan Gabriel, and Caleb Swanigan. How do you feel about that, S. Dot?
I thought the trade. I didn't like to see Ariza go, but I'm hoping that's going to get more playing time. New guys. I like Bazemore. I think he was in a bit of a slump. Hoping to see, a bit more from Barnes with that Ariza trade. The trade with Dedmon. As a Kings fan, I'm just tired of seeing this, where guys use the Kings to just make their money, and then all of a sudden, they can't shoot. They can't pass. I mean, we saw that with George Hill. We saw that with Rondo. Now Dedmon's another example. Good riddance from him, but oh man, I'm just tired of seeing it as a lifelong Kings fan. But happy with the trades. I give the grade B-.
B-. Okay. What about you, Jericho?
I was quite opposite. I was happy to see Ariza go, because Bazemore, I think if he keeps up his defense, it'll definitely benefit the bench. I think he brings that extra energy off the bench alongside Buddy, so that's pretty good. 1-2 essentially. And Bazemore, he still got a nice offensive game. Tolliver, I don't know. We have a very messy, big lineup rotation going on, so it's interesting what's going on in Luke's head. But yeah, I thought I like what we got. I'll say that. I like what we got. And I was happy with the trades with Dedmon. He didn't want to play for us, so it was kind of just, yeah, if you don't want to play, then get out of town. So yeah, I thought we had to make the moves we had to do, and I think Divock made the best out of it.
Do you think we got enough for Dedmon? I mean, we got Alex Len for Dedmon. We got Alex Len and Jabari. I mean, they're both. Jabari has the injury problems, pretty persistent, but he did average 15 points, 6 rebounds in 32 games for the Hawks this season. But he hasn't played since January 3rd. So
yeah,
it's kind of like, did we trade a player for like a dishwashing machine? Like, like what are we doing with that? But he's also only 24, so
right.
But he's got knees like he's 40.
He got them DeJuan Blair knees.
Man.
I think we did the trade to get out of Dedmon's contract. I don't know who's. I think Jabari's a free agent. Somebody that we got back. They're not going to be on the team. I don't think Tolliver's going to be on the team next year.
I think we picked up expiring contract.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
It would have been even better if, Bagley or Holmes could see some shine, but looking like their season's done. So maybe this is a great opportunity to see Harry Giles, get his bread up, take care of his mental, take care of his chicken.
Just saying, we out here looking like Team Broken Boys. Like, damn, we don't even have a bandwagon. We got two wheels always busted. I mean, the other pickup was Alex Len. He's averaging 8.7 points and 5.8 rebounds. I mean, I don't know what value we're gonna get out of Len, but I mean, on the Suns, even he was only averaging 11.1 points and 5.5 rebounds, which isn't like spectacular.
Yeah, I don't know. I just have big expectations for big guys. Like you at least average like maybe 8. I mean, you're so tall. I feel like Shaq had a mentality 4 and 4, 4 points and 4 rebounds. I think that's pretty doable, especially if you're 7 feet tall. I might just be a hater, but hot take, I guess. But I think if Jabbar can be healthy, that'll be. But Alex Len, yeah, I don't see him be on the roster next year at all.
Yeah, I think that was pretty bleh. But I do like the Bazemore pickup. I think he's doing a hell of a lot more than whatever the Ariza was trying to do. I've never seen somebody airball 2 times back to back and then still want to shoot it again. And the coach just left him in the game.
I think
he was always first off the bench. I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's true. Luke Walton liked bets. That was one of the things that before we signed him, it's like, what's going to happen to our player development with Luke always favoring these guys? And we saw it clearly. I don't think Luke Walton wanted to see Ariza go, but I think D-Box was like, hey, start playing these young guys, man. Stop giving minutes to Ariza. But funny, first game, TNT with Portland or something, he drops close to 20. Somebody fact check me online. Tag me if I'm wrong, but it's always
about right.
The case. Like, dudes just come here to get bread and then they bounce. Trevor Ariza, smart guy. He did it with Phoenix. He did it with Sacramento. He's working his way through the Pacific Division.
Who was it?
He got money from the Suns and was ass. Then got traded, I think, to Washington. Did it to the Kings, and now he's with the Blazers. He's probably gonna make a playoff push, get some mid-level.
Which guy were you talking about?
Ariza.
Ariza?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right, let me pull up my I made an Excel spreadsheet I was pretty hyped about.
Ooh.
Okay.
So last season, the 2018-2019 season, these were the stats for the Sacramento Kings. We had played 57 games. We had 30 wins. We were above 500. We were at 52.6%, 46.6 field goal percentage, 37.8 3-point percentage. And then we just had more numbers last year in rebounds, assists, steals, blocks. It was just crazy looking at it. This season, in 54 games, we have 21 wins, 9 wins less. Okay, we're at a .389, so 38% win rate. Our field goal percentage is slightly worse at 45.6. 3-point percentage, 36.1. And we've taken almost No, yeah. 100 and over 100 more shots per game. Not per game, sorry. Overall.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the problem is? What is going on?
Injuries, new system.
But all the guys that are injured aren't the guys shooting threes.
That's true.
That's true.
Bogey was injured in and out of. Fox came back after 20 games, I think.
Okay.
It definitely is a system thing. I mean,
Yeah.
the numbers probably show paint a more detailed picture, but just overall, this is not a fun team to watch right now. We kind of saw it in the beginning. They made some strides when the two young guys who were supposed to build our team around were out.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Jaeger he knew what he had. He exploited it. He got every ounce, every drop of talent that he could with that roster. And Luke Walton, I don't know. He's not looking like a good coach. I'm gonna give him a little bit more time. It's his first year. There's a lot of turnover, but so maybe some of these coaches have to kind of prep themselves that when they sign with the Kings, you're gonna get a really shitty bag.
when all the Lakers fans, when all like my cousins and my friends that were Lakers fans, they were telling me like, "Oh, you got Luke Walton. You're gonna have some crazy lineups that are gonna be shit." I was like, nah. This is the guy that we wanted initially. You guys just got him. Your players just sucked. And then now we have him as a coach, and you're just like, what lineups are we running? Like, what are we doing?
It's so questionable, man.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, that last Bucks game, we had a great third quarter, and then he starts the game with just terrible lineup, and then the Bucks go on like a 10-2 run.
Yeah, we lost
And
that game in the first quarter. That was the reason.
That too, yeah.
Like if we had a better first quarter, I think we would have had a better chance of winning that game. Which is like what a lot of the broadcasters were saying. So given that knowledge, we're 3 games behind last season's pace. I'm sorry, 9 games behind last season's pace, but we've only played 54 games so far. What are is the playoffs even in the picture? Like, is there any way we could turn this around? Like pretty much what do we need to improve on, and what chances do we have of going to the playoffs? Let's go to you, Jericho.
It's tough because we still have our 2 main big guys out, Marvin Bagley, Sean Holmes, and they won't be coming back for the next 2 weeks perhaps, so that's going to be pretty tough. But I think if we can lock down our defense, I think that'll definitely help improve. And we've definitely picked up the pace compared to like the first 3 months of the season. So I think that getting back to their old selves and their old identity, I think that's what's going to be huge in these next 30 games. So I think Buddy's getting hot coming off the bench, even though he might not like it. But I think it does help out the starting group with Bogey and Fox. So I think that's good. But yeah, I think defense and lineups for sure. Luke has, like you guys said, very questionable lineups. But playoffs, I think we need to compete with like the 9th and 10th seed before we need to talk about playoffs. I think we need to get hot and just make a run for it. But if we keep up what we've been doing, I don't think so, unfortunately.
What are your thoughts, S.
Playoffs? I'm looking at the standings right now. Memphis is currently in the 8th spot, and we are 7 games back. Teams in us are Portland, San Antonio, New Orleans, Phoenix. I don't see us overtaking New Orleans. I think they're one of the hot teams. I'm kind of excited to see what they're going to do in the second half. Unfortunately, that's one team that we're gonna have to get past. Portland is 4 games behind Memphis. I don't see any other team in the top 8 drastically falling off outside of crazy injuries. If Dallas loses Luka, they could fall off, but I still think they finish better than the Kings this season. I'm gonna put on my tank shades because it's get real bright, and I think we do a lot of DMPs. We start to see a lot of foam roller show up. People are gonna get hurt, and we just start losing and just kind of reset. But I'm a little bit drastic. Been in this for a while. Yeah, I just don't see it. Any sort of playoff push for the Kings. And we've got Golden State currently, at the very bottom of the West. I'm worried about them coming back next year. So let's start the tank, guys.
Yeah, as Kings fans, it's kind of like a reoccurring theme here. We'll go into the season hopeful, super confident, like, oh, you guys watch out, we're about to take you. Like Lakers fans, like we're just all up in their face, like, oh, you guys have LeBron, whatever, dude, we're tight this year. Like this is our year. But it's another season where we're gonna be, looking forward to the off season and seeing what moves we're gonna make, and then who we're gonna draft. We're gonna start looking at what pieces can we trade, like what value can we get from the people that are on our team already, and that's like the most hyped thing that we have going for us. Like people get excited for postseason, and we're excited for off season. It's frustrating, but that's the life of a Kings fan, and that's like what kind of encouraged me to make this podcast was, if anyone's gonna give it to you straight, it's gonna be a Kings fan, because we don't have any bias. Like if we suck, we know we suck. Okay.
Right.
I love our commentators too. They like you listen to. It's so crazy when you listen to games with other commentators. It's just like they're so biased, and I think Grant Napier has just been through so much. He starts saying, "Oh, that's a terrible call." It's like again, all the games, like he's like doing games for other squads. Like that's how.
I know. But he's the realest one. Like I think he is hands down like one of the best announcers in the league, because he has no bias and he tells it how it is. And I really appreciate that. And I don't want to just be like diehard Kings fans when we're winning. Like I'm a Kings fan no matter what. Like even if we're losing.
Right.
Like this season, if we're gonna suck, we might as well fucking be the best at being the worst. Like at least we'll. What?
We still fuck it up. I mean, you can build like all NBA teams with guys that we didn't draft.
For real.
It's so bad.
All the guys we passed on.
We're gonna end up drafting LaMelo Ball.
Oh god. You know what? At this point,
episode 1. Great. Nope. That's my prediction.
Do we have a chance of breaking 50%? Harrison Barnes recently came out and said, "I'm not shaving my beard or my hair until we get 50%." Is he gonna have this Uncle Drew look? Because I don't even know if we can get to 50%, honestly.
Who's our next 5 games? I think that's huge.
Next 5 games.
Let's see. So we got Grizzlies, Clippers, Warriors, Thunder, and then the Grizzlies again.
I think the Kings always play at their opponent's level. Like when we beat the Clippers, that was amazing.
Oh my god.
That was one of like the best wins of the season. But then we'll play and lose to the Knicks. And I'm just like, dude, what the hell is going on? And these teams we're playing against, these next five, potential playoff teams, Grizzlies, who else?
Clippers.
Grizzlies twice, Clippers, and then we got to hope, got to beat the Warriors. Those are those gimme games we have to get, which we have, thankfully. But yeah, I think they play at their opponent's level, and it's very frustrating.
Oh, I mean the game against the Clippers was amazing. I didn't watch the last two games outside of I got blown out just because like I was just getting so frustrated. But then they started winning, so like, I almost sacrificed my Kings, like all games just so that they could win and get to. I don't think. I think if De'Aaron feels a little bit snubbed. A lot of people are talking about Trae Young. A lot of people are talking about Ja Morant as like these are the guys. Who would you pick between the two to build around? I hope that ticks off De'Aaron Fox. Maybe he kind of shows out a little bit against the Grizzlies. Yeah, that Clippers game is going to be tough to watch. I think we take our girlfriends out. Nice dinner.
Yeah.
Like, baby, I'm skipping the Kings. You
it's bad when you don't even want to watch anymore.
Yeah.
But no, I think 500 that would be great. I think they can do it. I've seen there's signs where they're just gelling. I mean, passing the ball. Like I think Bogdan in the starting lineup has really just invigorated at least like the ball movement. It does take a little bit of shooting from everyone else. Barnes just needs to step up. If he's going to make that claim, hopefully he could make it a little bit more grander and say like shave it or cut it until the Kings are in the playoffs. But then he's going to start looking rough.
Definitely.
So here's my keys for us to breaking 500, and if possible, somehow by the will of God or whatever force of nature there is out there, that we make playoffs. De'Aaron Fox needs to stay healthy, because what I've noticed from watching the games is we are a better team when he is on the court. Like everyone just plays more fluid, a lot more opportunities to score, and it's just a better, like it's more fun to watch when he's playing. The second thing is Buddy Hield needs to be okay with coming off the bench. He needs to be our Manu. And I will back that up with the second spreadsheet that I put together. Okay, so last season, I'm sorry, not last season. This season, they played 45 games before he got traded. He was traded on January 24th, I think. I don't know, I put it in the thing. He was averaging 20 points. He had a 41.9% field goal percentage, 36.4 from the three, and 2.6 turnovers, and like almost one steal a game, and 0.3 blocks, whatever. After switching him to the bench, and he's getting 5 minutes less playing time than he normally does. He's averaging 22.2 points per game. He has a 50.6 percentage from the field goal. He's 49% from three. That's damn near half the balls he's throwing up.
For real.
His free throw percentage is 92.9. Before that, it was 82%.
Yeah, that's like top 10.
Turnovers are down. It's 1.9. And his personal fouls are also down. It's 1.9.
Damn, give this guy a max contract. Oh, wait.
I'm just saying, like, and that was only in 10 games. 10 games after being switched. His numbers, his averages are up. Like, that's a better
we were
player.
like 6-4. right? We're like 6-4 in
Yeah.
those 10 games, right?
I think he
Yeah,
just
ever since he
has
got
the
moved to the bench, he
ball.
got better.
He tries to do too much with the ball. So I was looking at by far, his best field goal percentage is when he's in catch and shoot. 3-point percentage this season for catch and shoot, 39.6%. And 30% of his shots are catch and shoot. Only 20% are like mid-range, 2-point field goals. Those are the catch and shoot. But mostly he's doing catch and shoot from 3-point. Pull-ups, he is 37.5%, which is still like, it's pretty close, but it's not good. But by far, and he pulls up 26% of the time from 3 and 20% of the time from the 2-point. But when he catches and he shoots the ball, I think that's the key. Like, he has to be okay with that role, like being like a Rip Hamilton off the ball type of player.
Yeah, I think Luke tries to create a lot.
Yeah, it's. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I think Luke definitely tried to change. I wouldn't say change, but like try to add more arsenal to Buddy. But then I think he just got to stick to his. I mean, there's always room for improvement, but I think he kind of got away from the catch and shoot, which is the change. But I also think having De'Aaron Fox injured doesn't help Buddy Hield either. And it's just a whole different game. Like you said, De'Aaron Fox makes everybody better. So I completely understand that. And I think Luke also tried making him a ball handler when he's definitely off the ball type of guy. Because I don't know, you lose that spacing, and he draws way more attention, kind of like Steph Curry when he's running around the court. So, um, yeah, it's a tough season, man.
I mean, I could see it working if we were maybe closer to the playoff push. I just don't see how you can justify paying a guy that max contract and then ask him come off the bench when we're not winning. Bogdan, I mean, to kind of go back to your like Manu, I think Bogdan is like quintessential Manu Ginobili. I mean, he handles the ball, he could shoot. Things were going great when he was coming off the bench. I mean, don't get me wrong, Buddy Hield is nice, but a guy that we're paying max money to come off the bench for a team that's losing, it's tough to sell that. I think he has a higher ceiling, whereas Bogdan has a bigger floor of what you're gonna get from guys. And also, I think the moves that we made in free agency, I think signed Bogdan. Now we got like most of our money tied to guys who play the same position. Is that something we really want to do, or is that like a obvious like Kang's move, and now we're stuck?
Mm-hmm. I don't think Bogdan and Buddy play good together. I think
you see that pass? It looks pretty nice to me.
Yeah, well, that was under Jaeger's offense.
Yeah.
Like, essentially, Jaeger and Luke Walton were pretty much trying to run the same kind of offense, just Jaeger did it better. Because I don't know, it just seemed like it wasn't as congested. Like, if you look at the spacing here, this is clips from last season, right? Everything's fluid. There's no stoppage. Like, there's more space to work in Jaeger's offense. Whereas you look at Luke Walton's offense, at times it looks congested. There's a lot of like ball watching.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not the fast-paced offense that we were all expecting. Like, we already like saw this. We saw what we could have been this season, last season.
Identity.
Right.
And
like Edmund was supposed to be a better version of Willie Cauley-Stein, right? And he was our starter.
Yeah.
We all know the ceiling is like Bagley. If he could be a slightly closer to Nemanya's shooting ability, rebounding everything, already an upgrade. And then you got Fox just with the keys to the castle to kind of make everything work. But yeah, I don't know. But I'd love to see Buddy be okay with a bench role. I know Kobe would never agree to that. And, he's part of
but he's no Kobe. Not yet, at least. I just...
But he is of the Mamba school, so I don't know.
I just feel like if you're not producing the numbers, you need to be moved to the.
But you just showed us or talked about all the numbers that Buddy is doing.
Yeah, off the bench. After he was moved to the bench, his stats went up drastically.
Yeah,
it's like
they are playing Buddy a little bit differently. Like they know he's the shooter, so like they're pressing on him a little bit, putting guys that are a little bit taller to kind of bother his shot.
Yeah,
I do on paper. He can watch the game a little bit, see how the flow of the game, and then destroy the second unit. In theory,
exactly.
I think we would need a few more wins to back up.
So if we take a look at these clips here, you can see that players aren't as tight on Buddy Hield. Like they're kind of just letting him do whatever, get to his spot.
Right.
And that's why I think he really needs to be this catch and shoot guy. And it's like a Rudy Gay situation, where if Rudy Gay dribbles the ball more than 3 dribbles, that's it. The play's dead.
You mean Rudy?
Huh?
Not Rudy Gay. I prefer to call him Rudy Trey.
Stop it. He was freaking. He was supposed to be Hield. Rudy Bay, but he was Rudy Buns. That was the fact.
Yeah. I think with Buddy, the catch and shoot problem is that's the game plan around him. Don't let him catch and shoot. So they definitely, the teams know coming in that he's one of the better catch and shoot players. So they gotta defend around that. So I think that's another reason why Luke might have tried to change up his, give him the ball more and be more on ball type of create your own shot type of player. But I'm not too sure if it's backfired. But like you said, coming off the bench definitely has. It's all about who ends up closing the games. I think he's definitely in that mix as well. But that whole starter role definitely can affect them. So we'll see moving forward if he's happy in the offseason. I hope he is. We pay the guy for a reason. But if it's true that he wants out of Sacramento, I think it's better that we deal him so we can get the better asset before it's too late.
I'm gonna pull up some.
Oh, you bring in some throwbacks.
So what I'm pulling up right now is Rip Hamilton highlights. And I'm just saying, if the Detroit Pistons can win a championship with this dude, and they know exactly what he's gonna do.
Dog. You might be too young blood, to remember this. Oh, against the Kings too. Oh no, is that the Bucks?
No, it's the Bucks.
Okay. Purple.
You got no defense like Detroit though.
Right. We have no.
I mean, we could.
They're holding teams under like.
Okay, well these are like fast break plays, but I'm just saying, what Rip Hamilton did was he was so good off the ball. Okay, because I remember when I was in high school or middle school, I think, I wanted to learn how to move off the ball, and he had like this series on YouTube where he was like coaching people how to move like without the ball, because you don't need the ball to get open to score, and he just changed my mentality. Like, not every shot has to be a 2. Not every shot has to be a 3. And I think that's where that statistic where his frequency of 3-point percentage field goals is 30% versus his frequency of catch and shoot for 2-point field goals is actually 1.10%. So he's doesn't really catch and shoot from 2.
Yeah, it was
Like-
also a different
Right.
game back then. I mean, they didn't value the three as much as they used to. So if a more evolved version of Rip, where it
Mhm.
kind of do the same sort of game, but take a more 3-point approach.
But I'm just saying, 10 years ago, taking the like super far range 3-pointer was out of the question,
Yeah, bad
right?
shot, bad
Today, taking a mid range is out of the question, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I was Michael Jordan and Kobe, both had this too, in their like interviews, was you never want to keep doing the same thing, because if everyone knows you're gonna go right or go left, they're gonna stop you. So that's
Right.
the whole point of the triple threat. So Michael Jordan used to have these tutorial videos on Comcast back in the day, and he was like, triple threat. You can drive it, you can shoot it, or you can pass it. But the main thing is, it's like, I'm not going to do the same move twice. Like, if I'm going to back you down and shoot a fadeaway, when I come back down the court, I'm going to back you down and spin to the hoop. Or I'm going to back you down and hit Scottie Pippen for the drive.
Right.
Like, I think Buddy needs to change his mentality. He needs to evolve to where, teams can't just shut him down. And he's so crucial to the offense, because he opens up the floor when he's hitting his shots. But if he's not,
Right.
it's an easy shutdown for everyone else. It makes everything so clogged.
Exactly.
So Buddy Hield needs to be Jordan.
I'm just saying, he should have that Mamba mentality. Just saying. Because
I hear you. I think Buddy suffers a little bit from Tyreek-ism, where he just doesn't really know what he's doing after 2 dribbles. He doesn't really.
Oh man.
If he's a catch and shoot guy, or he's not overthinking. Clay Thompson does this too. I mean, he worked on his handles, but yeah, I think Buddy doing the whole Rip Hamilton thing, coming off screens, running, at least be a decoy a couple plays. I like the theory. His handle needs to be a little bit tighter for him to be a 6-man, I think, especially when you're going to be that kind of instant offense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see what Luke Walton wants to do with with the second half of the season.
Yeah. So do you think it's a coaching issue, or is it a player issue?
I think it's a little bit of both.
I think it's an it goes all the way to the top.
Do you think we need to blow up our front office staff and just start fresh?
I don't
How
want
long
to.
is it until we tell Vivek to sub team?
I don't think
I think we
Vivek
give
is the
Vivek
problem.
a long time. He saved us, man. It's hard to just throw that away.
Yeah. Whose idea was it to fire Jaeger? Was that Divox?
Yeah, because in that athletic article, it essentially said that Vivek gave Divock the keys to operations. That's why throughout this year he's been more involved, because he needs to learn this stuff, and just in case he has to let him go. That's what they're kind of hinting at. So it was Divock. It was essentially Divock's call to get Bagley. They legit thought he was going to be the better player.
Over
They
Doncic?
completely blue balls us with that whole dinner in Europe together.
Yeah.
So it was. But then they're saying like he wanted to play for a big market. He wasn't going to release medical reports. So it's kind of like, if we take this guy, is he going to stay with us? But who knows how it's going to be if they did, because the whole taking the ball out of Fox's hands. Fox is our guy. But yeah, I think I don't want to see Divock go, but I would understand if Vivek did just blew it up, fired Luke, or fired Divock, and just start fresh, so the GM gets their pick essentially, and gets to make their moves and not inherit Divock's mistakes essentially.
Yeah. Honestly, if we went back and just hired Jaeger again, I would be okay with that. What's he doing?
But
What's
they're
he
saying
doing?
he had locker room problems with like the younger guys.
Did
Yeah, I
he?
mean, remember that episode where he yelled at Buddy Hield after
Buddy
taking,
Hield, yeah, that too.
and then you got Kevin Durant, kind of looking at the coach and Buddy like, why are you yelling at this dude? He just hit like a heat check three. Like, you want your player. I
Yeah.
think there was a little bit of locker room beef, and I think he lost the locker some of the key players. And I know Brandon Williams was like a big Bagley guy, and I think he was involved with that as well.
Yeah, he's
Dave
the
Yeager,
leak.
yeah, Dave Yeager definitely was Team Luca in the beginning. Really, really wanted him to get drafted on the Kings.
I mean, do you feel like Buddy kind of needs that? That like person that's hard on him to play better?
I mean, is there any roster that can give that now?
Right. I mean, he's 27 years old. He knows how to take criticism. I mean, in the interviews, he says it's all love between them two. So I think it's a healthy relationship. I just think it's ego with this whole starting thing with Buddy.
Yeah. I'm just saying
I get
he's
it though.
playing a lot better.
Right. I agree. I would prefer him to come off the bench.
I think the deal that they made with him is smart though, because it's incentivized. He has to. So he's like NBA 2K my player. Yeah, I think if there is a leader, we have JoJo's leaving a comment and he said there's no clear leader on the team. I think the leader would be Fox, by like bar none.
But I've heard stories where like it takes like it's hard for him to get going unless someone pisses him off, and then you can kind of clearly see him step it up, take it to another level. There are so many games where he's the clear best player in the court. But more oftentimes than not, he kind of defers, does the whole, he'll favor Bagley a lot, give him some post ups. And I don't know if he has that now. Probably have it when we trade him to another team, which is sad. I don't want this podcast to get depressing, but he should be the de facto leader, but I just don't see him having it right now.
De'Aaron Fox. I mean, what do you think, Jericho?
I definitely think he's our leader. There are some nights where he just has bad nights and it really affects the team and we can't pick it up. So I feel like that's where Buddy or Bogey got to kick it in. But then it's hard when your number one guy is having an off night. But it's Fox is definitely the leader. You see it in that Clipper game, for example. That Clipper game he played every night, I think, and it was great. He'll be aggressive. He'll take over the game, and I think when that happens, we can be a very dangerous team because he's so quick. He can jump. He can shoot. He has a decent mid range, and he'll attack the rim and draw fouls. I think they said he's like one of the top guards in the league that draws fouls next to James Harden. So, and to think that he should get more calls, it's pretty ridiculous. But I think the nights where he disappears, it definitely puts us 2-3 steps back. But yeah.
Do you think it's the age thing? Think maybe he's too young?
I mean, you see guys like Trey and Luca take over the games, So I don't want to use that as an excuse. But you got to think about the teams that are surrounding him. I mean, the Hawks aren't the best team, but with Luca and that system, premier coach with Carlisle, and that whole system around that it's easy to, I wouldn't say adapt to, but if you're a guy like Luca in a system like that, you're gonna succeed. And with the whole Kings and comparing Fox to that, we had our identity last year, but then we kind of lost it this year. So it's kind of just shifting gears and trying to figure out everyone's game within this new system. So it's a mix of things with all these players this year, and this team is just not what we expected, that's for sure.
Who do you guys think are the untouchable? Say, I mean, this season's a wash.
Hmm.
A lot of us would love to see them get to the playoffs, but it seems outstretched. Probably should tank, get another pick. Who are the guys that these are the dudes are staying? No, I mean, everyone else basically expendable. Um, the obvious answer should be Fox, and I want to say Bagley, but do we want to in those two? Theoretically, we should, but who is that other piece, or maybe it's just Fox and else. But yeah, who are your guys' untouchables? We had to build
Fox
this.
hands down. And everybody else, if we can get a good deal, I wouldn't mind it. Would you guys trade Bagley for Aaron Gordon? Aaron Gordon can shoot better.
He's older. He has more experience. Bagley's like what in his?
I think he's only 20, 21.
Is this his second year? First year?
Second.
Second year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he still has some time to go.
Yeah. I know. There were Miles Turner rumors as well. Would you do the same trade, Bagley for Turner?
Bagley for Turner.
Obviously, we're making these moves.
Yes.
I think if we're like on the edge of making playoffs, I make that trade.
Yeah.
If we're looking for if in a win now mindset,
no.
But as a Kings fan, I'm expecting to go into the post off season, the post season. I wouldn't make that trade because that's your investment,
I agree. Is Bogey more expendable than Buddy?
He more expendable than.
Like who'd you rather keep, Buddy or Bogey? Essentially.
I'm surprised that they didn't trade Bogey.
Really?
For the deadline. Apparently, they made the moves to make space for him. So obviously, they value both of them. I think as trade chips is I think you can get more in return for Bogey. I don't see the consistency from Buddy. If Buddy had the year that he had last, then there's a different conversation. But Bogey has shown me enough. That's a dude on a playoff contender, right off the bat, like coming off the bench. Eighth, when rotation starts to get tighter, Bogey's still on the floor. Is Buddy? I don't think so. So I'd have to say Bogey.
If we would have drafted Luka, then I would be okay with trading Bogey. But we didn't. And I really like Bogey. And I need a Serbian. Nemanja.
Like if we draft,
I don't relate to
Nemanja.
Nemanja.
In that situation, they might want to stay together because they're friends.
Okay, that's fine too. And then you can bring Kristaps over here. And then we'll be Team Serbia.
Buddy. Oh.
Hey, Buddy for Kristaps. You know what? I would make that trade.
What? Which one?
If we had Luka, traded Buddy for Kristaps.
Oh yeah, definitely. If we had Luka.
Situation.
I wanted Luka.
Dude, who didn't?
Jojo says, I would keep Bogey. He can play multiple positions. He's a shooter and a playmaker. He can create his own shot, but he has a hard time creating his own shot. Yeah, but if Fox is the playmaker that I want him to be, but he won't have to make his own shot. It's catch and shoot.
That is very true as well.
That's pretty much what Clay does. That is literally, but you always have the threat of Steph. That's why it's hard to guard that prime Golden State team because they have so many options, which is how we should be.
Exactly that's how we were last year.
Yeah. And we had a super fast pace because De'Aaron Fox was like, I'm going to run as fast as I can. I don't give
Yeah,
That's his game. Like why? Like he thrived in that sort of situation. Like he's the fastest player on the, and we
Mhm.
slowed down our pace to like damn near. I think we're at least top 5 slowest teams now. That's not
yeah.
gonna work with De'Aaron Fox. He's not quite there yet. I think to like read an offense in a half court set.
I feel like he did that because.
Let the boy fly.
Mhm.
I also think Luke tried making the Kings into a half court. He tried, implementing that offense into the team because they know they could run, but you can't run all 48 minutes. So I think they tried implementing half court offense, but I think that definitely takes the step back in pace. There's a chart that I saw on Instagram where it was pace averages from last year to this year, and the Kings had the biggest difference in the West Coast.
Not good.
It's not
Good at
good.
all. That's terrible.
Right. But then I think there's another stat there, like our wins and losses by like 5 points, could definitely would have swung our record this year the other way. It's like
Mhm.
we're there sometimes, but then we're not. We're good some days, and then we're just completely garbage. So I think Bogey is the second on my list of untouchables.
Yeah, I would say Darren for sure.
Hmm.
Bogey, Buddy, Bagley. You know what? I'm gonna throw Holmes in there. I like Holmes.
Man,
Holmes is nice.
I
I
agree.
have my theory. I think Holmes is
He's what?
fool's gold. You
Fool's gold.
get excited
Mm.
about a big who fits in a system. He's a diamond in the rough. He's fool's gold. But then once we either sign him or
Extending.
extend, saw with Jason Thompson,
See, that's a
Scalaby,
Kings fan mindset. That's a
bro,
Kings fan mindset.
Damn.
Scalaby CA go off those last few games, and we're like, yo, we got our guy, and now he's gone. And I think Rashawn Holmes, as nice as he is, I love it when his mom's screaming on Twitter. His family's like what the anti-Bagley family. They're just low key, all positive.
They're like doctors too, I think.
Yeah, I think he made the best out of a situation. He's hungry, and I don't know if that's sustainable. I trust me, I'm biggest Rashawn Holmes fan, but
To be fair, it's an upgrade from Willie Cauley-Stein.
Hell yeah.
that's
He's
what he's supposed to be, right? He was supposed to shoot,
thousandfold.
clear out space.
When we drafted Cauley-Stein and we had Cousins, I was like, yes, this is going to be our foundation for our big guys. Cousins going to run the offense, and we have a defensive anchor in Cauley-Stein.
I
Boy,
feel
was I
like
wrong.
Cousins stunted the growth of Buddy Heald. I mean, not Buddy Heald. What the hell's that guy's name? Wackamore?
Not gonna.
Macklemore. Macklemore. I feel like Macklemore wasn't as good as he could have been, and Cauley Stein also is not as good as he could have been because of the DeMarcus effect, where
I think so.
he would just like bully people. That's like what a lot of sources were saying,
Hmm.
and it's like psychological, or psychology.
Right, right. Looks like they got along in Golden State, though.
Jojo says, "What do you think of Cousins coming back to Sacramento?" I think hard
After all these
pass, bro.
injuries.
Like him, my cousins, like John coming back.
Stop, dude.
That's a high possibility. DeMarcus, nah, bro. We had our shine. We had our time with him. I cherish it. Yeah, I don't see that happen, man. I'm
Yeah.
As much as I love DeMarcus, he's like my second favorite player. And it sucks to see him on the Lakers.
I
but
know.
Dude.
I'm a big Braun fan too, and two of my favorite players on the team I hate the most. It's tough. It's so hard, man.
God, do I have
Um,
so it's
but yeah, if there's a chance for us to get DeMarcus, I would rather pass. Too many injuries. Who knows if he can stay healthy and play a full season? If he can prove that he can stay healthy, if he has a couple seasons healthy, then maybe. But right now, no, man, I'll have to pass.
Just in case you forgot, I watch this every season or before every season.
I thought you were gonna say every day.
No, I watch this before every season
when
so
I
I
wake
can
up.
refuel my fire, and I have to
Really?
be
Why do
not
you put
okay
yourself through that?
because I gotta
Oh my
remember why I don't like the
God.
Lakers. I can never forget.
I know, man.
That's
All this Kobe love, and I started to forget.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what?
right,
I can't.
right,
I
right.
can't. I gotta remember. I gotta watch this. I gotta remember. I gotta stay true to my roots. Where is it? Let me just fast forward to the end.
But it would be the most Laker Kobe thing if the Lakers win the whole thing.
This is it right here. This is the shot that Kings fans will never forget.
I don't even want to watch. Uh, why?
I hate the
Why
Lakers.
Divac? I hate the Lakers, bro.
I got mad respect for Kobe.
Mad
God,
respect.
Bibby,
Mad
what he looks.
respect. Up.
Go back to Bibby walking in the
Tunnel. And it had to be Chris Webber trying to block him too. Oh my goodness.
body. Like, and then, dude, Bibby he's definitely on HGH. Like,
Oh yeah, bro.
he is.
After retirement, he's
Anyway,
rough as hell.
God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, mad respect for Kobe, love Braun, but
Never gonna like the Lakers. Sorry.
yeah,
What did you guys think of those
the
rumors with
Clippers.
coming to the Kings, possibly?
Kuzma?
Yeah,
Nah, they wanted Bogey. Hell nah. Hell to the no.
I couldn't see it. I think Bloody knew Kings fans too hard. If you could.
Yeah, if we traded Bogey for Kuzma, I would want Divac out the front office.
Here's how much I don't like the Lakers. I don't even want to do trade. I don't care if they're gonna give us LeBron.
Fact.
I'm just like, you know what? Just
Whoa,
keep him
what is
over
it?
there. He can sign with us. I'm okay with that. But if I have to give one of our players to the Lakers, nah. No way. Kyle, shut up. We're not playing that again. It was
What
one
did he
time.
say?
He said replay, please.
Uh,
You know what? I'm
Go
gonna
to bed, Kyle.
Bogged on. You're gonna get this. You're gonna get this clip. This is how we're gonna
stop,
end the night.
don't.
Where is it?
Should be
Yeah,
that one, yeah.
this right here. This right here, baby.
He said, take this. A regular season win.
Shut up. Just watch the clip.
Hey yo,
Yes, sir.
Yee.
Yes, sir.
It's that new
Replay that,
age.
Kyle. Replay that.
play
Come on, you can't trade that guy. He's too
You
valuable.
can't trade him. You can't trade him.
Look at him. Who's gonna do the awkward dancing in the beginning of the games?
The Liddy committee? Come on, bro. Bro, put me in. I got you.
Jojo wants to know if we think any free agents next year will go to the King. Who's most likely to?
Oh. I think we have money, but I think we're gonna get tied it up. We're gonna tie it up with Bogdan. So anybody that we sign is gonna come off the bench. So we'll kind of see. I don't know if Corey comes back. I really don't know who's in the free agent class this year, so it's kind of tough to say. But whoever we do get, they're coming off the bench. Unless they're an upgrade in our positions or our draft, but I don't see that happening with, Harrison Barnes, Sean Holmes, Bagley, Fox. It's going to be hard. signing someone or possibly drafting someone that's better than them. So
Mhm.
who knows? You know,
I still think we make some big trades. I'm looking at the salaries for some players that you mentioned earlier. I'm going to name two players, or player A, player B, and their salary situation. And just based on salary alone, who would you rather? These are guys that we talked. Player A is ready to make 18 million this year, and then 18 million the next 3 years, which is kind of like maybe a year or two in line with Fox, possibly Buddy's contract. Next player is making 19.8 million this year, and then it kind of starts to regress, 18 million the next year and 16 million. They're both front court position. We could probably get rid of Bagley. Oops, I said it. Guys,
player B.
would you go with player B?
On paper, financially, yeah, that sounds like the smarter move.
Long term.
Player B is the dunk contest snub, Aaron Gordon.
His contract's coming up?
Player A is the boy that I mentioned, but now that I looked at the contract, dice. Miles Turner. So those were some of the guys that were.
Ooh,
Oh.
that's tough.
Contract. It's decreasing. It's 2 more years. Fox it's right in line when Fox is going to be there. It's a nice piece.
I would go with Gordon. That contract sounds nice, and obviously he still has ups. So
I'll see your Gordon and raise you a Lauri Markkanen.
Lauri Markkanen.
What you think?
Let me take you off that close up. Lauri Markkanen.
You don't think so?
Lauri?
He's nice, but is he the best player on the Bulls?
No.
Healthy, I think next to Zach. To think we offered Zach 80 mil.
It's true. I like Lauri Markkanen. Shamelessly, he's on. So I made a trade with CP. I traded her boyfriend Kevin Love. He likes white guys.
Yeah.
I think he's nice. Does he pair with quote unquote guy who's gonna stay, De'Aaron Fox? I think so. I think it's a nice pairing.
Shooters.
Yeah. No, I'm digging it. And then you got Buddy running around.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Miles Turner. I know I keep mentioning this. He's a proven shooter. What's his stats? Oh, he's been getting better. Hefty price tag, but he's also.
Are we assuming we're moving Bagley?
Oh, I'm sorry. That ship has sailed.
Stop! Why can't we run them together?
No, I think if we get any of those 3 guys, Bagley's out the picture.
We would have to give Bagley.
We'd have to give them Bagley.
Yeah.
Young guy for young guy type of thing.
Yeah. Unless we trade for Sean and some change.
That would be cool if we were to get Lauri Markkanen, send Bagley. Bagley then pairs with his Duke buddy Wendell Carter. But I don't know if they like each other. But that would be like a reunite. I heard during the draft, Wendell Carter was like Bagley got all the shine. Carter, there was some animosity that.
Interesting.
But it would be a bigger for Bagley to drop his mixtapes.
Hey, he's a good rapper. He's a good rapper.
Yeah, I think he won the Dame battle.
He's actually kind of nice.
Are we about to listen to rap? Oh, no.
Oh, come on.
What? Let's see. Am I going to get copyright striked for this?
Yeah, bro, you might.
It's
Coach
not
Bagley might come for
not
you.
even worth it. Let's just put it on the
He
screen.
blocked me. He blocked me.
We just watch what he does in his music videos, but we can't play. It's tight though. They made Sacramento look tight. Him.
Yeah, his dad blocked me on Instagram.
Why? What'd you do? Let's hear the
So
story.
so close up. So his dad, he didn't get along with Coach Jaeger. So someone commented on Marvin Bagley's dad's picture. He's like, Marvin's going crazy. He's gonna get 30 and 15. And then he replied back to that guy and was just like, not if Coach Yogurt pulls him. And I was just like, we got this beef going on. And I wasn't even rude. I was, the rookie got to earn his minutes. And the next thing you know, I'm blocked.
This guy.
Because then my cousin shoots me a text, I think, or like an Instagram link to the dad's Instagram. I was like, "What is it? I can't see it." He's like, it's Marvin's dad." I was just like, "Yep, not there." I'm on the block list.
Damn.
Damn, that's your intro for the next podcast. And blocked by Marvin Bagley.
Coach Bagley, I'm blocked.
We'll do a YouTube special for that one.
It'll be a short video.
That's hella funny. All right, yeah. Since we're talking about future podcasts, this is a good time to talk about that. So this is probably only one of 2 sports episodes I'm gonna do for the season. At the end of the postseason, I'm going to bring you guys back, and we're gonna do a postseason recap.
Okay.
And then we're gonna talk about like what steps we're gonna take, what the Kings' our next steps are. So that'll be like episode 7, I'm thinking. So
Sounds good.
season 1 is gonna consist of 9 or 10 episodes. I haven't really decided yet. They're gonna be released bi-weekly. So next episode, I'm thinking of bringing some female guests on, talking about girl stuff.
The lady.
Maybe Anna wants to be in it. I was thinking about bringing girls I don't really talk to, like get their opinion, because then like I can ask like questions that aren't, like I know the answer already. Like I know what you would say, but I'm just asking just to ask.
Yep.
It's like different, Still got to plan that. One of the podcasts is going to be movies. So like we'll watch like whoever I'm doing the podcast with. We'll watch like 3 different movies, span of 2 weeks. Probably like Wonder Woman 84. I know that one's coming out soon. I don't know. Talk about that. I do want to have a podcast episode where we're talking about parenting, expectations versus reality. What's the ideal number for kids, and like what's the biggest challenges and biggest rewards? I was thinking about bringing Kuya Chris on here.
Yep. Gotta get DJ Point Dex.
Yeah, maybe I'll do like where they're both in it, like Kuya Chris, Ata Lindsay, and Kuya JR and Ata Vic, because they have hella kids. And
we're still practicing.
I'm still trying to figure out the other ones. The other ones is like food, job hunting, college versus post college, and like mental health. But those are still like TBA. But yeah. If you guys have any ideas for what we should do for an episode, free to shoot me a message. And I'm also going to be doing a YouTube channel, same kind of platform where I bring different guests. It's going to kind of be like the Serge Ibaka. You ever watch his His
Yeah.
YouTube thing?
Trying to eat.
Eating.
No, I'm not trying to eat no damn penis. No,
I'm
we're...
gonna skip food. I'm gonna skip the food podcast, bro. I know. Jericho, you could do that one, bro.
No. I'll have to pass it.
It'll be
to
stuff like
somebody
where we
else.
get super hammered and then we try to like put together
Okay, maybe.
like a pizza or something. Most of the stuff for the YouTube channel is gonna be we're gonna get hammered, and I think it's gonna be super fun. Maybe it'll be like it'll be called designated drinkers or something.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one I'll have to either you guys will have to come here or I'll have to meet somewhere. We'll go to someone's house.
Okay.
Film it.
Make it happen.
But no, I definitely want to work with you guys again. For the designated drinkers, you know, we're gonna go ahead and make that a thing. I'm gonna pin that comment. Designated. Oh my god, this is probably spelled wrong. Yeah, Jojo, we could probably do the food one. But yeah, so give me a couple days. This podcast will be live on YouTube. I'll throw the YouTube link on the Facebook page, and then I'll also post it on my social media links. One more time, I'm gonna go ahead and throw up your handles. S. Dot in the building. Follow him on Instagram at Sean Garcia, Twitter at _S_dots. And we have Jericho. Find him on Instagram and Twitter at Jericho with 4 O's. Because you know,
4 of them.
It's more like Jericho.
Got a lot of O's.
Oh no. Sorry, I meant to do this one with the music. Hey.
Hey.
Hey. All right, so that has been the first episode of Straight No Cap, the show where we keep it real, tell you how we really feel. Why? Because Stone Cold said so.
You
You don't like that? You're stupid.
Stupid.
All right, everyone. You have a good night.
Hey, man, thanks for having me.
Peace.